Hey everybody, Invisible Katana here. Wanted to talk about my thoughts on the new Wonder Woman 88 trailer. Or, yeah, I think it's Wonder Woman 88. I honestly can't even remember. Isn't it weird that we're excited? We're talking about news of a trailer for a movie that was supposed to come out like 2 months ago. 2020 is very, very weird. I liked the trailer. I thought it was pretty cool. Not much to it. Admittedly, it was like, okay, we had some new footage here and there, but ultimately, the main thing to really talk about is that we actually got to see Cheetah in her actual Cheetah form. So I'm curious how that's going to play out. I thought it looked fine, personally. She starts off, with the jacket and stuff, and then later we see her. And I thought it was interesting that they chose that color. They went with like black and white because in the comics she looks like an actual cheetah. So she's orange, with spots and stuff. And I was like, oh, they're going like kind of a. It was more like a snow leopard, really, the kind of look that she has, which I totally don't mind. I think that looks great. But I was like, okay, I thought it looked cool. I would assume that that's like the end of the movie. Like she literally, like Wonder Woman has her golden wing outfit and everything. I assume that that is the end of the movie. But I would imagine we'll see her like in her actual cheetah form before that end fight. Like that might be their second fight, and then, or I guess technically their third fight, but probably your second time fighting as like full on, cheetah. So it'll be cool to see that. We got a little bit more of the story. I'd say it was pretty much exactly what we had before. It's like, okay, so this guy has this magical thing and it brings wishes back, brings wishes true or makes wishes come true. I don't know why I was having a hard time with that one. It makes wishes come true, but he gets something in return for giving people what they want. He gets some sort of weird power. So the biggest thing we got in this is really the fact that the two villains actually do end up interacting with each other. It's not like Wonder Woman kind of goes after him and then she eventually has to deal with Cheetah as well. It's like, nope, eventually these characters they're all just together. So you have like the big bad villain in Maxwell Lord, and then you have like the actual fighting villain with Cheetah, and somehow they actually end up connected as well. And then both of them go after Wonder Woman. So it'll be interesting to see how that story plays out, what happens when they're defeated, because one of the big things with Cheetah being in this film is that Cheetah is honestly like the rival for Wonder Woman, so it's really odd that she's in the second movie, but unfortunately it takes place in the 80s, so it's like, well, they can't really have her in the other movies as like, oh, my recurring villain or something. They could, well, I mean, it's comic books. They could easily pull that off if they wanted to. They could instantly do like, hey, something happened with the time stream. They're doing the Flashpoint movie. They can pick and choose every single thing they want. When that Flashpoint movie comes out, they have every option in the world to be like, you know what, we want her back, we want him back. We'll fix that up, but we'll bring them back anyway. Like, they can literally do whatever they want and be like, yeah, this one little thing, it all works, and now all these people are in the present somehow. So it could happen in the future, but I'm curious how they're gonna kind of go about that. Like, is she gonna beat her by killing her? Is she gonna beat her by locking her up? So there's some questions there, because it's like, it does lend to, with it being comics, and especially I feel like DC more than Marvel, although I don't know. It's Marvel's really been getting up there lately. The past like 5 to 10 years, they've been really getting up there on their time travel stuff as well, if I'm being totally honest. So I guess I can't really say it's always DC, but DC is more known for it, like them in their dimension hopping, like introducing the alternate worlds with Flash and stuff. So they've been on that train for a super long time. Flash is always doing something, like long before the TV show came out, because that's all they do on that show. But long before the show came out, Flash was always doing something. It was like, I went back in time, and Flashpoint did this, and this and that. So they've always been effing up the timelines. So we'll probably see Cheetah in another movie. As long as it does well, I'm sure they'll bring her back, no problem. So I'm excited to see it. I thought the trailer was fine. Like I said, there's really not much else to talk about. We didn't get to see that much that was different. And that somewhat worries me, like the tiniest little bit, because they showed like some random clips of like, oh, there's chaos in the streets and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. And it seemed like we saw a different part of her fighting what I assumed was the White House. I don't actually know. For some reason, the whole time I just was assuming that she was fighting in the White House when she was fighting those agents. But that could be any random fancy building. But wherever she is, we saw that because, Cheetah comes in. So that was a different part of that fight. But I feel like we didn't really get too much that was new. So there must be something special going on, because I'm like, they haven't shown us too much extra, I feel, which is fine. It's a trailer. I hate the ones that show like every little thing in the movie. So, if I had to choose, I guess I'll go with this. But I do feel like for it to be the second trailer, it's weird that we haven't seen, I personally feel at least, we didn't really get anything different. Like I had like no different feeling whatsoever towards this, except for the fact that they showed us Cheetah at the very end, and everything else was like, okay, well, Trevor came back. I think that was a different scene. It may have actually been the same scene where she was like, oh, like he came back. It's a little bit succinct. We got him in the fanny pack and the parachute pants, so that was new. Our two villains on the plane. Like I said, that was a new element where we got to see like, all right, they are actually working together as enemies, or they're working together as villains, against the hero. So there wasn't much new that we really got. I'm still excited for the movie. It sucks, of course, with everything that has happened this year. We didn't already get to see this movie. I would have already seen it by now. But I am still looking forward to it. I'm excited to see how it plays out. I can't wait to see how they kind of up the action on this one, especially with her actually fighting against a supervillain, which I would assume would be more than once, because I think in the first movie, it was basically just the end fight was like the only real superpower fight that she had. So I would love to see that kind of happen periodically throughout this movie. So that's what I want to see the most. I want to see more cool Wonder Woman action. We're going to get to see more of Themyscira because we get to see her doing some of her training and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see how some of this plays out. Maybe we'll be getting some more, connected moments with the rest of the DC universe. Maybe some hints to the future, maybe just some connections to things we've already seen. Who knows? But I feel like that's, they're trying to kind of reboot things a little bit. And, like I said, once the Flashpoint movie comes out, they'll pick and choose whatever. Same with, with the Batman stuff. They're like, we're going to have Michael Keaton come in. We're still got, Ben Affleck as Batman somewhere, I guess. I don't know. And now we have Robert Pattinson. So they're doing a lot of stuff. We'll see what happens. Like, at this point, every movie is just like, all right, there's that movie. And I'm just waiting for Flashpoint to be like, all right, and that's how they connect. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for. But I thought the trailer looked nice. I would like to see more of it, but maybe there's just not more to the movie. It's like, here's the bad guy. We still don't know what his exact plan is. So I guess that's the big mystery for the movie as of now. What is Maxwell Lord trying to gain himself? He's allowing other people to get their wishes, which specifically, of course, based on the trailer, we only see two people get it, and that's, of course, Wonder Woman with Trevor coming back. And then, I can't remember the actual character's name, but, Cheetah. So her becoming more powerful and desired and stuff like that. So those are the two people. So there might be other people that they just haven't shown because it could be a big reveal. It might just be another part of the story where she has to kind of build up to, taking down Cheetah. For whatever reason, she was fighting those agents. So maybe that was her going after Maxwell Lord. Lots of different things. So that's kind of the main thing now. What is his plan? We still don't get any real clues to that. It's still a big mystery. So we'll find out when the movie comes. I think it's supposed to be next year. I don't remember. I don't even bother caring anymore when it comes to like, yeah, totally coming out at this time or this year or that year. It'll be what it'll be, I guess. But I like the trailer. Of course, I would love to know your thoughts on it. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.